I came here to request to be taken off child support. My child is almost 18 right now. I'm still sending cash apps, still taking care of my child, so I'm just confused on how the child is about to be 18. He's in the house with his new fiance, two-parent home right now, well, 2 incomes, and I feel like I just need to be taken off.
You came to court to ask to be taken off child support because he has a 2-parent income?
And because I do take care of my child.
What's the legal basis that you're asking to be removed from child support?
What am I paying child support for when I can take care of my own child? My child is just currently living with him because I'm on the road due to my business and entertainment and stuff like that. But as far as cash apps and financial responsibility, I do that without him. My child is almost 18, so I don't feel like I need to go through him for everything.
I understand. And you say he's almost 18, so he's 17.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. What grade is he in?
He's a senior, 12th.
He's 17, but he's a senior?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, gotcha. When does he graduate?
In May.
Is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to him?
No, I just feel like he's a user and I'm taking care of him and his new fiance.
How is he a user?
He's still allowing me to pay child support for a kid that I'm providing full support for.
Right, but you understand you're under a court order to pay child support. That's not necessarily something that he's doing. That's what the court did the first time. You understand that, right?
Yes, but I just feel like he could have denied it or even spoke up and told you guys that I'm taking care of the child financially.
You can feel her frustration. It's real and raw. But here's the real question. Is it truly up to other parents to call out child support issues? Child support isn't a casual conversation. It's a legal obligation set by the court. And unless there's solid proof of overpayment or error, the system rarely steps in on its own. That brings us to a bigger issue. Should child support orders automatically adjust when life circumstances change? Or would that open the door to even more confusion and red tape? What do you think? Is it time for the system to get smarter, more flexible, and fairer for everyone involved?
Because he don't need my money. I'm taking care of my own child.
Well, let's play devil's advocate a little bit. Would you have done that for him if the roles were reversed?
Yes, ma'am.
You would have opted not to put him on child support?
If he's already provided financial responsibility, exactly, I wouldn't have done that.
I don't know. I see a lot of things when I'm sitting up here, right? So I can't necessarily say you would have done it or you would not have done it, but people in your certain circumstances, I can't say that I've seen them willingly not put the guy on child support when the roles were reversed. So I don't see why that even matters, that you take care of your child, the child lives with him, so you should be paying child support. You'd agree with me, right?
My child don't have to technically live with him, but you're the judge, so whatever you say.
But he does. Technically, no, he doesn't, but he likes living with his dad, right?
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so you wouldn't want to unroot him from living with dad if he likes being over there. No, you agree with me?
I agree.
Okay, all right. So is it okay if I move over to him, or are you done telling me everything you want me to know?
Yes, ma'am. With just one thing, so even if I'm not taking completely off, I do feel like it do need to be decreased, especially with his age. He doesn't need child care or anything of that nature.
A parent's request to reduce child support as their child nears adulthood opens up an important debate. Should support payments drop simply because the child is older, even if their expenses haven't? Think about it. Senior year in high school often comes with a price tag. Sports fees, college applications, prom, graduation. In many cases, the costs actually go up, not down. So how do we make sure these added expenses are split fairly? Could a more transparent system, like shared financial logs or expense tracking, help reduce conflict and promote fairness? If you've been through something similar, we want to hear from you. How did you make it work? What lessons did you learn?
I will be requesting a decrease if it can't be just thrown out the court order.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else?
No, ma'am.
All right. Your son lives with you.
Yes, ma'am.
And how long has he been living with you?
Pretty much all the way up till now, pretty much.
So even as a child from the time this order was entered?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And is it true what she's saying, she give extra outside of paying child support?
I mean, she does. I mean, it's a little bit here and there, but, you know.
How much child support are you receiving right now?
It's roughly around, it's probably about 700.
Who carries health insurance?
I do.
All right. How much is your health insurance?
Around, roughly about 350.
For your son only, or does that include the both
That's
of you?
for both of us.
All right. So if we split that in half, it's 175 a person, right? And your son is 17. He's still in high school. He graduates high school in May. All right. What other expenses does he have? Is he involved in anything extracurricular?
Sports. I mean, he plays basketball, track.
Who pays for basketball?
Me.
Who pays for track?
Me as well.
Does mom help out at all with any of those extra expenses?
I mean, no, not really.
The father says he's footing most of the extra bills, but the mother and sister push back, saying they're also chipping in through direct payments to the son. It's a familiar back and forth, a classic case of he said, she said. So, here's the question. Should parents be required to document every single contribution to prove they're doing their part? Or would that only add more stress and red tape to an already emotional situation? Then again, when payments are sent casually, through cash apps or informal channels, it's easy for one parent to feel left in the dark. Do you think the system needs a better way to track and recognize all forms of support? We'd love to hear your take.
Well, she says she's seen Cash App and such.
That's, you know, here and there, you know. It's here and there, it's not.
But sending extra outside of the $700, that's right.
Count for some, yeah. I mean, but I feel like, you know, he's with me most of the time, so I feel like that is needed. So that's just my opinion.
Okay. What is her visitation like with your son?
She comes with 2 or 3 times a week, sometime, or he'll stay with her 3 times a week, something like that. Yeah.
So is that pretty consistent?
Yeah, it's consistent.
All right. So consistently, I'm back over to you.
Thank you.
Consistently, what does your visitation look like?
Anytime that I'm in Dallas, I'm spending time with my child. And he also does not provide any clothing or anything of that nature for him.
He lives with him, so he has to be.
No, ma'am. I drops all that off. I'm a fashion designer and I have my own clothing line. So my child is always provided with clothes and sneakers, everything he needs for basketball, uniforms and stuff. I cover that. When he needs shoes,
He just said he pays for it.
maybe the training, but as far as his equipment and shoes and stuff, my son asks me for the money for that and I send him the Cash App. I even have the proof. So
Does she do that?
I'm paying for that stuff. I don't know what she's talking about.
Well, somebody not telling the truth.
I have Cash App receipts to show that I send money for uniforms, sneakers, wristbands, anything, movies, any extra activities my son would like to take part in.
We can call him.
Well, no, we don't want to call him. He's still a child. We don't want to do that. But somebody is not being honest. If she's saying she's sending you money through Cash App, are you putting in the memo line like what it's for?
No, I'm sending it to my son directly.
You're sending it to the child directly. So maybe you just don't know that she's doing that.
I guess that's the case because I don't know anything about that.
What are you paying for exactly?
As far as, uniforms, his everyday, food, clothes, everything that's...
He's saying she provides all the clothes.
He just buy food sometimes, and I even send Cash App for pizza and stuff like that. So I'm paying for pizza for him and his fiance and my son as well.
So you're doing more.
Exactly.
Is what you're saying. On average, with Cash App, how much would you say monthly you're sending your son?
$500 minimum. His sneakers is $200 and better, so I'm buying them 2-3 pair of sneakers a month. Actually, it's probably about $600 a month, ma'am, that I'm sending additional to the child support order.
And health insurance, is dad only covering that? That's not anything that you're covering?
No, ma'am.
All right. Under your court order, were you ordered to reimburse him for health insurance?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And sir, do you have other children that reside in the home?
Yeah, I have 2 others.
Do you have any other children?
No, ma'am.
The discovery that the father has other children adds a new layer of complexity. Juggling financial responsibilities across multiple households isn't easy, but should that affect the support owed to this child? The mother's frustration is understandable. No parent wants to feel like they're carrying the weight for more than just their own child. This opens up a bigger conversation. Should child support laws evolve to better reflect the realities of blended families? And if they do, how do we make sure that no child's needs fall through the cracks? Let us know your thoughts. How can the system adapt without anyone being left behind?
Legally, you cannot come off of child support just yet. Reason being is that a child that the rule is you pay child support for a child up until they turn the age of 18 or until they graduate high school, whichever one happens later. Your son is 17, he's still in high school. He doesn't graduate for another few months. So you will be on child support still until he graduates high school. Do you understand that? That's what the law says. All right. Now, what I do think is very telling is that she is paying more. According to what she said, and you didn't refute it, she is paying more than the $700 that she's giving you monthly. So if all of that is assuming that it's true, because you didn't say whether or not it was true or not, I think she should get somewhat of a break on the child support, the monthly obligation at least. Health insurance was never ordered for you to reimburse it to him. So what I'll do is just keep it like it is, where you just keep maintaining the health insurance, and you didn't file anything to request that anyway, and you didn't file anything requesting any adjustments to the health insurance. So what we'll do is just decrease your child support to $450, because according to your testimony, you're sending roughly about $500 anyway.
Yes, ma'am.
On Cash App. So we'll just reduce your child support obligation to $450, and you'll have to pay that through graduation, which is another 6 months or so.
Yes,
something
ma'am.
like that. I think that's fair. I think that's what's in your son's best interest. According to her, she's doing a lot, and she's giving it directly to your son, and unless you have something in writing that can refute that, then I have to assume what she's saying is true.
I have no clue about the Cash App thing. There was no conversation. I don't check his Cash App like that.
Well, I would hope you wouldn't have a conversation with your son about that, because it's really kind of inappropriate for you all to discuss that. But if he's still enrolled in those activities and those activities are still taking place, there has to be some validity to what she's saying if you know that you're not covering that extra. So that's what it'll be. Your child support will be reduced to $450.
The judge's challenge: balancing formal support with behind-the-scenes contributions. Reducing child support might seem like a practical move, but it sparks a critical question. Should courts revisit support orders more often to reflect what's really happening, not just what's on paper? The mother says she's been sending money directly to her son, bypassing the father. That complicates things. If informal payments aren't recognized, are we penalizing parents who are genuinely helping out? But there's another side to this. How do we verify those contributions and make sure they're not being used as a loophole to dodge legal obligations? Follow us for more thought-provoking stories as we unpack the gray areas of modern family dynamics.
Ma'am, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
I'm tired of taking care of his other kids as well.
Huh?
I'm tired of taking care of his whole household.
You
his
don't
family.
know what. Now see, you were starting on a good track. Don't come in here and backslide, okay?
All right, yes,
You do
ma'am.
not know what go on in his house, and quite frankly, it is none of your business. So is there anything further that you have that pertains to your business?
No, ma'am. That's it. That's it.
Okay, do you have anything further?
I'm just ready for this to be over so I can live happy ever after with my wife and
Well,
my kids.
go ahead and live happy ever after, because you all are dismissed.
Judge: yes, Mom. Go ahead. Mother: I'm just tired of supporting not only our son, but also his other kids and his whole household. Judge: you were making progress. Don't backslide. His personal household affairs are not for this courtroom to sort out. Mother: understood, Your Honor. That's all. Judge: anything else to add? Father: no, Your Honor. I just want to move on and live happily ever after with my family. Judge: very well. You're all dismissed.